first of all, yung kapon. When I first joined POS as a volunteer, hindi ko alam yung kapon. It's not being taught sa school.
Yeah.
Even if you have that compassion with animals, taking care, at alam mong hindi sila dapat sinasaktan, not a lot of people were aware back then of kapon.
Petmara Podcast.
What's up, fur parents? Welcome to the 7th episode of the Petmara Podcast. Where in this show, we will talk about pet tips, pet discussion, and pets' overall health. We want to promote the responsible fur parenting. Therefore, we want to advocate to give our pet the best nutrition for a lifetime with our major sponsor, Petmara. For today's episode, we'll delve into the PAWS, the Philippine Animal Welfare mission to protect and rescue the neglected and abused dogs and cats. Joining me today is Ms. Sharon Yap, the Education and Campaign Officer of Philippine Animal Welfare. Let's dive into this important conversation. Please all welcome Ms. Sharon.
Hi!
Hey! Isa ka muna dyan, Ms. Sharon. Kasi namahilig ako sa Gen Z. Hindi ako Gen Z, char lang. So, kumusta ka naman, Ms. Sharon?
We're okay. Katatapos lang ng disaster relief
yes.
for PAWS, and we're very happy na yung response ng mga tao, individuals, not just companies, talagang they're there to help and support us. And naka-reach kami ng maraming tao because of the support.
Yes, thank you. Doon pa lang, simulan natin to sa maraming thank you for those people who helped and support the Philippine Animal Welfare, yung mga ganaps and all the mga advocacies like that.
Yeah, hindi namin magagawa yung mga nagagawa namin if it wasn't the support of people.
Mm-hmm. Pero Ms. Sharon, before, alam ko na marami tayong gustong pag-usapan ngayon. Yung bibig ko kanina pang gustong chumikay. As if hindi naman nagtsikahan kanina offstage. Yes. Pero before tayo chumika, Miss Sharon, gusto ko sana na let's just break the ice and just relax and have fun during this full of knowledge na conversation. It's gonna be fun, more fun. Before that, I'm gonna ask you a truth or dare. Are you up for it? Yes.
Of course.
Sige.
Anything for the animals ng shelter.
Let's go. Truth or dare?
Truth.
Truth or dare?
KJ ako, diba? Truth!
Gusto ko sana dare eh. But yeah, I mean, panalo pa rin ako mamaya. Antayin natin. Okay, for truth. Eto na. Bukod sa mga aso at pusa, Miss Sharon, if you'll give the chance to rescue and adopt another animal, what is it and why?
Isa lang.
Ikaw, bahala ka, Miss Sharon.
Personally, on my own capacity, siguro nakita ko yung turtle, yung tortoise na nasa shelter ngayon, na was rescued also, na abandoned from kasama nung mga, am I allowed to say it? I-edit nyo na lang kung bawal, the pogo animals.
Yeah, I mean, feel free, Miss Sharon. This is a safe space. If you wanna say anything, like even a curse word, feel free.
So, yun. First time ko makakita ng tortoise, and contrary to every person's belief, mabilis siyang maglakad, hindi siya mabagal.
Yeah.
So, yun. Tapos mabigat siya. Yun. So, parang I just want to experience. Kasi it's a common knowledge na we have dogs and cats. And it's the first time that we have such an animal sa shelter. But we're processing yung permit, even if POS kami, we're a shelter, we're registered na dogs and cats.
Yeah.
So, we have to get a permit also from the DENR. So, yan. So, mga gustong mag-alaga rin ng pets, you have to have a permit also.
Oh, dami naman agad nang nalalaman ko niyan. Umpisa pa lang tayo. Let's go. That's also interesting, na, may mga ganun pala. I mean, even though the Philippine Animal Welfare is just for, it's just for, for dogs and cats registered, there also possibility na magkaroon din in the future ng other animals like yung mga turtles.
Yeah, so ngayon we have the tortoise with us, turtle. Tapos prior to this, nagpartner din kami with the Department of Agriculture ng Batangas nung pumutok yung Taal. So we had horses, we were able to rescue horses, we were able to rescue may carabao, may pig, may goats. yung goats, ayun, naiuwi rin namin sa shelter because they were doggy size.
Yeah.
Pero yung mga horses, we partnered with the Department of Agriculture para magamit yung land nila, rehabilitate the horses until they were ready for adoption. And 43 of them. Actually, 45 kasi nanganak during the pandemic. So that's how you see na naging healthy sila.
Yeah.
Kasi they procreated. So, na-adopt naman sila lahat.
Wow, ang sarap naman ng mission ng PAWS, no? And hindi siya talaga exclusive lang for dogs and cats.
Kaya nga Philippine Animal
Yes, Miss
Welfare.
Sharon, ganito. Ang dami nating gustong malaman ni Promise. Gusto kong i-dissect.
Sabi
Parang,
sa'yo,
at parang
series
hindi
to
ko rin kailangan na to. Sige, Miss Sharon. Tell us something more about the Philippine Animal Welfare para mas malaman pa ng mga nanonood ngayon.
We were the ones, actually yung president namin, si Nita Hontiveros Lichauco, she was the one who lobbied for the Animal Welfare Act. So, tayo, 13 years in the making yon, and the Philippines was the first one to have an anti-cruelty law in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
So, kaya yung first Asia for Animal Conference was done here in the Philippines. So, yun. So, yun yung trivia na hindi masyadong alam. So, maraming sa Facebook page, sa social media, maraming nagsasabi na bakit walang batas, bakit hindi mag-lobby. We already lobbied for the law. Ang problem natin is implementation. So, yun.
Yes. Normally kasi, Miss Sharon, nagkakaroon ng misconception about the shelter. Tell us about it. Kasi normally, kapag sinabi kasing shelter, pag sinabing shelter, they also, they only adopt lang yung mga, yung mga cutes or whatever na, yung adoptable.
Yes.
Tell us something about it, even the misconception about it.
So, yung mga nakikita nyo na pinopost namin, cute na sila. But behind that, you were there before. You visited the shelter. Yung mga nasa quarantine namin, yung mga nasa isolation area, ito yung mga hindi nakikita ng tao na behind the scenes that we do. So, common misconception, we take in own pets, abandonment. So, hindi kami kumukuha nun because it's a violation of the Animal Welfare Act na yun nga yung sinasabi namin, a pet is a lifetime commitment. Kung may sakit yan, commitment mo yan.
Yeah.
It's the lifetime of your pet. So, kung kukuha ka ng pet, you have to be ready ng 15 to 20 years na commitment.
Yeah.
Kung hindi mo kayang panindigan na hanggang tumanda na siya, bulag na siya, incontinent na siya, na naka-diaper na siya, mag-stuffed toy ka na lang, diba? So, yun. So, and then it's also a common misconception, yung animal control. So, ay, may stray dito, pause, pakikuha. So, we cannot, with all the strays that we have, masyado nang puno yung shelter. But, we do help rescuers. So, if ever ikaw may makita kang stray dog or stray cat that you would want to rescue, we will assist you medical assistance because we're also a registered clinic. So, we have a vet, libre for rescuer, but you have to be ready to foster the dog or the cat. Hindi pwedeng instant na rescue ko, iwan ko na sa inyo sa PAWS. Because when you were there, nakita mo may isolation area, may quarantine area. We cannot break those protocols for 1 or 2 animals kasi we have almost 300 animals. And kung mapasok yon ng isang may sakit na hindi namin maka-quarantine, pandemic inside the shelter.
Yeah, maapektuhan lahat.
Totoo.
And then, actually, Miss Sharon, as you've mentioned, na-visit ko mismo inside the shelter ng Philippine Animal Welfare. And it's actually how amazing. Nakita ko yung pinaka-puso. Kasi nakita ko doon na, oh my gosh, they really cater to those people who'd like to know more about the shelter. Nakita ko doon may naka-isolate area for those animals, for dogs and cats who's been abused and neglected. Kitang-kita mo talaga doon. And they're really willing to be adopted once again and to have another chance. And also may mga part doon na nakita ko din pa na may mga naka-isolate for the cats and dogs na may iba, yung may HIV, may AIDS din yung iba. Parang, oh my gosh, it's really mind-opening. Even yung part na super cute, yung binabasahan din sila para silang mga bata.
Calm.
And after that, after kong talagang makita yun, Miss Sharon, nung nakita ko yung shelter, na-mention ko sa sarili ko na, oh my gosh, kahit saan ako pumunta, I will support the Philippine Animal Welfare. And now,
here we
are. Oh my gosh. And thank you, Miss Sharon. Alam ko naman na sobrang busy nyo sa shelter. Dahil ang dami nung talagang ginagawa every day. And of course, maraming mga ginagawa tayong mga campaigns na ganyan. So,
kami yung dapat, actually kami yung dapat mag-thank you for giving us the avenue ng ganito. Kasi, even if, pause na, maraming nga, as you've mentioned, maraming misconception, we really need to educate a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, itong podcast ninyo is an avenue to actually educate not only yung mga pet owners, but future pet owners as well.
Exactly, yes. We're really doing this, Miss Sharon, for those people. Actually, this is for their information na, okay, malaking bagay pala yung sa sarili ko mismo, kung ako mismo fur parent. Isa sa pag-practice ng responsible fur parenting is for me to, para maiiwasan natin yung wala na, di ba? That's the main objective naman eh. Hindi ginawa yung shelter para dumami yung pet doon.
Yes.
The main objective ng shelter ay mawala na yung pets doon sa shelter.
Yes.
Kasi kailangan maging responsable yung mga fur parent mismo. Na sarili mismo nila. Exactly. Ayun yung pangarap ng bawat shelter. Diba,
kaya nga maraming nagtatanong, ba't walang branch ang POS dito? Walang branch. Aside from, of course, we have our limitations, financials, and then manpower. If magtatayo ka ng maraming branch, it's just saying na maraming kailangan. So, ang gusto nga natin is prevention. That's why, aside from being a rehabilitation center for animals that have been abused or victims of cruelty and neglect, wherein POS filed criminal charges, we also have a low-cost clinic. So, yung low-cost clinic namin, we are primarily offering spay and neuter or kapon.
Yeah.
Kasi yun, animal welfare should not be reactive. Na andyan na yung problema, tsaka ka lang magre-react. It should be preventive.
Yes.
And yung most of our problems really is because people fail to have their pets spayed and neutered, tapos hindi na nila kayang alagaan, pinapabayaan na sa kalsada, and then yung breeding natin, hindi rin regulated. May kapitbahay ka, may breed yung dog niya, ikaw may breed yung dog mo, ayan, meet sila. Tapos, hindi nyo rin naman kayang isustain. So, yun yung nagiging problem natin. And then, recently, we were invited sa DOH for the Rabies Free Philippines campaign. And sabi namin, kung magpapa-injection lang kayo ng libre, it's not sustainable. Kailangan yung injection should also be partnered with low-cost or free spay and neutering. Kasi, nakakita ka na ba ng stray dog or stray cat na pumila sa barangay ninyo para
magpakapon
or magpa-injection ng anti-rabies? So, unless we eliminate yung stray problems natin na ang root cause is hindi nga spayed and neutered, hindi tayo magiging rabies-free Philippines.
Wow! Ang ganda ng sinabi mo, Miss Sharon. Ang pinaka-root cause is our fur babies na hindi na tayo nagiging responsable to the point na hindi sila nabibigyan ng spaying and neutering. So, you're saying na na the spaying and neutering is one of the solutions that we can do to, prevent all these things from happening.
Kaya nga, isa rin, aside sa a pet is a lifetime commitment, isa sa rin namin kasabihan sa POS is kapon ang solusyon.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Yes. Ayun nga, let's talk about naman, Miss Sharon. Na-mention mo kanina, sa Philippines, sa POS shelter, you have at least 300 dogs and cats. Yes. So, when it comes to that, of course, marami kang pinapakain. Kailangan nun ng medicine. And then, yung iba sa kanila, mga neglected, yung iba doon, mga rescued, like, worse na yung scenario nila. So, kailangan dun when it comes ng finances. Kailangan doon. So, how do you guys supply with that? Paano nyo yung nagagawa?
Of course, aside sa we partner with companies, we reach out for donation drives, meron kaming mga fundraising events. We have to make ourselves sustainable na katulad nung pandemic, nakita nyo ang daming for-profit na nagsara mismo. And NGO ang po, so we don't have any profit except for yung mga merchandise namin. Of course, our clinic, although it's a low-cost clinic, kahit papano, may kita pa rin kami doon, although minimal as compared to private vets. And of course, we have different events where we met.
Yeah.
So, yung mga events namin...
This is where we met.
Yes, yeah, the Aspin. National Aspin Day.
Which will happen this August
18. Yeah, August 18. So, POS actually declared. Kami na yung nag-declare na August 18 is National Aspin Day. Kasi maraming events na International Dog Day and
International Cat Day.
Yeah, and we celebrate it. So why not have something to celebrate our Aspin? So hopefully susunod na ang Puspin Day.
Puspin Day. Yes. Yeah, looking forward. Yeah. Ang ganda na Miss Sharon na we're really celebrating our sariling atin. Doon ko napulot sa inyo yon. Yes. Mahalin natin ang sariling atin. Doon ko nakita yun sa sa may National Aspin Day. Nakita ko doon iba't ibang mga tao. I mean, even celebrities na nag-a-adopt ng Aspin. Nakita ko yung pinaka hindi talaga totoo na magiging basehan yung breed ng isang aso o ng pusa para magbigay ng sapat na pagmamahal kung ano yung hinahanap natin sa pet, 'di ba? Nakita ko doon even si Dasuri, ganyan, yung from the rescue dogs na si Fatima, si Fatima. Yeah. Nakita ko doon na nabigyan niya ng magandang buhay. Ngayon, masaya si Fatima. Yeah, nakita ko doon din even yung mga
social na si Fatima.
Social na nakakoko Chanel.
Na siya.
Speaking of that, let's talk about it, Miss Sharon. How do you consider kung sino yung mga mag-a-adopt ng mga rescue dogs and cats natin?
Yun, maraming nagsasabi na ang hirap naman mag-adopt sa POS. But we just have to have yung, since na-rescue nga sila from cruelty and neglect, gusto natin na yung second chance nila is forever na nila. So, if sinasabi nilang walang forever, may forever with your pets. So, yun.
Bitter.
Pero, medyo strict lang kami. May process lang din kasi. Hindi siya one-day adoption. So, wala kaming one-day adoption. Even if we go to mga malls, mga events namin, meet and greet there, pero hindi mo siya maiuwi on the same day.
Right there and then.
So, first you have to apply sa website namin. May mga questions dyan just to check if ready ka na na maging dun sa commitment, sa lifetime commitment ng pet ninyo. Kasi minsan, ay, ang cute niya, ay, kawawa. So, lukso ng dibdib, adopt mo siya. Yun pala, hindi ka pa technically ready. So, yun. So, after nun, schedule ka for an online interview. And then online tour ng bahay ninyo. Yung online tour, yung iba, ay, maliit lang yung bahay ko, ganyan. Hindi kami nagja-judge kung maliit or malaki yung bahay ninyo. But as long as it's cozy enough and safe, yun yung priority namin, safety nung dog or nung cat na i-adopt nyo from us. And of course, may instances kasi na merong gustong mag-adopt ng cat. And this is a real story. May gustong mag-adopt ng cat. Tapos nung tinur niya kami sa kitchen nila, yung kitchen nila, alam mo yung uso ngayon na walang cover. So naka-display yung mga plates and everything. And cat ang i-adopt mo. So isang ganun lang basag lahat ng di ba? So we suggested na ganito. So kasi nga first time pet owners, but they were really adamant on adopting the cat. Pina-renovate ang kitchen. So, yun. So, at least na-adopt siya. So, nabigyan namin ng suggestion on how to make your home pet-friendly also. Tapos, ang hindi namin ma-let go is the at least minimum na 2 visits. Kaya namin pinapag-visit sa shelter. Kasi kung sa mall, malamig, relax yung aso, antukin na, hindi mo nakikita, yun pala, hyper siya. So, you have to be ready kung ano yung temperament. And sa shelter, ito yung kanilang home, dito sila comfortable, so makikita mo yung totoong ugali nila. So, kaya very important sa amin yung kanilang bonding, at least 2 days na visit sa shelter para makita nyo kung ano yung pinapasok ninyo na responsibility.
May mga moment ba, Ms. Sharon, na nangyari na yung pre-production, nangyari na yung pre-checking and then the visiting, ganyan. Tapos nakapag-adapt na talaga, like naiuwi na yung pet. May mga moment din ba na ibabalik din nila?
We actually do surprise visits.
Oh.
Na if we have a volunteer there, sisilipin lang. Hindi naman na as in yung yung privacy ninyo or despite of us being that strict or rigid sa aming adoption, meron kaming sadly may binabawi din kami. But sometimes kasi you have to take into consideration also yung situation ng tao. Baka may pinagdadaanan, lalo na nung pandemic, if may natanggal sa trabaho. So we do talk to them and kaya nyo pa ba kasi mukhang napapabayaan. If hindi na, just give them back to us.
Dun sa let's talk about Miss Sharon sa may shelter inside naman. What do you normally do on a daily basis so we get to see kung ano naman yung kayo mismo? Siyempre nakikita namin yung mga na as discussed kanina, nakita ko na may mga iba't ibang mga stations to handle all those stuff. What do you normally do on a daily basis inside the shelter?
Marami kaming programs and some of them, most of them actually hindi inside the shelter. The shelter is just one of our program. Ito yung sheltering, rehabilitation, rescue rehabilitation, and adoption. So on a daily basis, our caretakers, they wake up at 5 a.m. Para linisan yung mga areas. We only have 3 caretakers. Yan lang ang afford namin. So we only have 3 caretakers and yun, yung board of directors, they're actually volunteers. They're not being paid to be board of directors. So passionate lang talaga sila and they dedicate their time. So yun. So we have 3 caretakers, so they wake up as early as 5 to clean up and feed the shelter animals because they have to be ready by 8 a.m. Kasi 8 a.m. the shelter opens, so ando na yung clinic namin, open na, so we have a lot of people. We're happy naman that there are a lot of people na nagpapakapon ng pets nila. So you can also book your pets for kapon sa website kasi we only have 1 vet. So hindi namin pwedeng punuin. Wala kaming walk-in, wala rin kaming emergency.
It's so by appointment.
By appointment lang din. Para hindi naman ma-stress din yung vet namin.
Exactly.
And to ensure na lahat nung pupunta sa shelter, ma-cater namin, ma-entertain namin. Tapos, so yun, they have to be ready by 8. The staff comes in at 8 a.m. also. So, start na. We have admin work. So, may nakaschedule na yan na mga adoption interviews. Tapos, of course, may mga walk-in minsan na you have to educate yun. Yung katulad nung may nagpaparescue or may rescued siya. So, yung mga ganong cases, admins na ang nakikipag-usap doon. And then, dog rehabilitation. So, we have our training. So, pag may mga volunteers, so we're really happy kasi nawawalk silang lahat. We have more than 70 dogs. And with 3 caretakers and a handful of admins, hindi sila nalalakad on a regular basis. So, pwedeng every other day. But if we have volunteers, kaya we're really, really happy na merong mga volunteers. And speaking of which, October 19, will be our volunteer orientation. So you can also apply via the website.
October 19. So
October 19.
We're still accepting volunteers.
Volunteer. We do it on a quarterly basis. Kasi you have to attend the volunteer orientation. Kasi yun nga, nasabi mo rin kanina, ang daming misconception. And if you did not visit the shelter, hindi mo malalaman na ganito yung operation. Akala ng maraming tao, ang laki-laki ng paws, ang dami-dami ng paws. But you can see mga face lang namin, kami rin, yun nakikita nyo. So, yun. So, we really rely on our volunteers and you have to attend the volunteer orientation kasi you'll be representing the organization para malaman, maintindihan mo rin yung advocacy.
Saka, it's for your, for your sake, para din alam mo kung ano yung gagawin mo inside the shelter. Of course, animal pa rin yung mga dogs and cats. They have different behaviors that you that you have to know kasi it's for your safety.
Oo. Kasi yun, case-to-case basis. Since sabi ko nga kanina, they were rescued from cruelty and neglect. So parang tao rin yan eh. Iba-iba yung reaction nila dun sa trauma. Merong mga nag-shy away. Meron namang ang front, ang tapang-tapang ko, wag kang lalapit sa akin kasi kakagatin kita. But technically, they're just afraid of getting hurt also.
Yes. Now, inside the shelter, every time we rescue dogs and cats, yung mga neglected, yung naka-feel ng cruelty, how do you normally introduce them to one another? Diba normally, if nauna doon ng mga dogs, they're kind of territorial din at the same time. How do you manage to introduce new dogs and cats to the pack?
First of all, pag bagong rescue, quarantine or isolation area. So, 1 cage, 1 dog, or 1 cat. Kasi we don't know kung meron siyang underlying conditions or merong nakakahawang sakit na mahahawa the entire shelter. So, ideally, a dog or a cat should stay in the quarantine maximum of 1 month. But case-to-case basis, and we have seen a lot of dogs and cats na more than a month yung sa quarantine because ang tagal nung rehabilitation nila from the trauma. And of course, physical trauma as well. So, ang focus namin muna is their health, yung physical health nila. So, kailangan bakuna. But yun nga, ang medyo expensive is giving them the test, yung mga nakakahawang sakit. So, medyo expensive siya for us if there's a new rescue. And then from there, may plan yung vet namin. May plan yung shelter kung ano yung course of medication niya. So, once na kung may sakit siya na address na yon, that's the time we'll be planning yung vaccines naman niya because you cannot vaccinate pag may sakit yung animal. And then once complete na yung vaccine, ando na yung kapon. So, we don't release animals or we don't put them up for adoption if they're not spayed and neutered. Which is the reason why maraming nagtatanong sa shelter na may puppies ba kayo, may kittens ba kayo. We don't adopt out puppies and kittens because yung earliest that they can be spayed and neutered is at 6 or 7 months of age. So, pagkapon na sila, that's the time na i-introduce sila dun sa common areas. And usually, medyo tamed na sila. Kung mapapansin mo, male and female, hindi sila nag-aaway kasi kapon na sila. So, wala na dun yung away na mas mataas ako sa'yo. Wala na dong female dog or cat na ang haba ng buhok kasi pinag-aawayan nila ako. So, yun. Usually kasi yun naman yung source ng away nila. It's the mating. It's their instinct. They're animals. Even if we treat them as babies, we have to take into consideration that they're still animals. So, they still have their instincts na hindi natin matatanggal sa kanila. But since we controlled na yung kanilang in-heat nila, yung pagiging in-heat, so mababawasan na yung kanilang aggression. And then, if we introduce them, hindi yan agad, pasok ka na dyan ka na. We have our animal behaviorists. So, sa first, naka-cage muna yan sa loob ng common areas. Amoy muna sila hanggang sa siya maging comfortable dun sa mga aso or pusa sa paligid niya, and the rest of the community dogs or community cats within the area masanay sa amoy niya. And then pag nire-release siya, may nakabantay. So hanggang sa ma-feel na nung aming animal behaviorist na okay na, so pwede na siyang iwan na nandyan na siya.
Yes. Ngayon naman, Ms. Sharon, tell us something about naman dun sa mga naging worst case na na pag-rescue nyo ng dogs. I know kasi nakapag-visit ako and then nakita ko din yung ilan sa mga videos ninyo, yung mga campaigns that you've done. May ilan doon na yung since they're being abused. Tell us something yung pinaka-worst ever na na-experience mo na na-rescue ninyo, and how did that happen? I mean, ano yung naging process ninyo? Paano siya naka-recover or whatever?
On my personal capacity, yung ako yung naka-rescue mismo, we got a report of a dog in the middle of Commonwealth. The Killer Highway. So, nandun siya. And then, may space kami sa shelter. So, we were allowed to rescue. Kasi yun nga, if we don't have space, we cannot take in unless na merong magfa-foster sa kanya. So, nagkataon when we got the report, may kaka-adapt lang. So, merong kakalipat lang din sa common area. So, we have space sa quarantine. Umuulan. So, mga 2 hours kaming nasa Commonwealth naghahabulan kasi we were afraid na bigla siyang tumawid.
Yeah.
Lalo pa siyang masagasaan instead of rescue operation na nag-iiba. So, yun. That's on my personal capacity na experience ko na ako mismo yung may hawak ng net, naghahabol dun sa dog. And merong volunteers na hinaharangan siya para hindi siya tatakbo on the either end of the and yun, it was 2 hours na takbuhan na nandun kami. And we were happy naman na yung ibang mga motorist, if nakita nila na uy may pause, ganyan tinuturo, ay doon siya tumakbo kasi nasa gitna lang siya and yung Commonwealth may lusutan. So, pinamaya mo nandun na siya sa kabilang side and sa other side. And then yung latest, hindi ako yung nag-rescue sa kanya but medyo kawawa talaga siya. Si Lizelle. Lizelle was a hit, we're thinking na it's either hit and run victim siya or pinagmalupitan lang sa kanya siya talaga because both of her eyes popped out.
Oh my gosh.
So medyo nung pinost namin siya, we had to blur it kasi baka ma-block. And so ang nakaka-ano sa kanya is even if she was in pain, when she knew that she was being rescued, talagang nagpakarga na lang siya dun sa caretaker namin. It's actually a caretaker. And never namin siyang nakita ng aggression. Kasi in some rescues that we had, since in pain sila, they were growling, they were fighting. Kasi they didn't understand what was happening to them and why they were feeling such pain. Pero si Lizelle, siya lang talaga yung nakita ko na binubuksan ng vet yung mouth niya kasi namamaga. Pero wala siyang ungol man lang na masakit or something. She was patiently waiting na matapos yung check-up sa kanya. So, sadly, hindi na-save yung both of her eyes. So, she's now blind. But since she's a dog, syempre, alam naman natin, ang primary sense nila is sense of smelling and hearing. So, she's now adjusting. She's up for adoption. Kapon na rin siya. So, medyo pinapataba na lang namin siya. But she's very, very mabait. Marinig lang niya yung Lizelle talagang yung buntot niya, nakaganon na talaga. Lizelle kasi, medyo ma-reveal ang age ko nito. Lizelle kasi nasa 17th Avenue siya na-rescue in Cubao. And yung sa Sound of Music, si 16 going on 17, yung female doon is si Lizelle.
Theater.
So yun. So you're theater, so you're so that's how we name the rescued animals that we have based dun sa rescue nila para it's easy for us to remember yung story nila, yung backstory. Kasi people would see, ay okay na siya, rehabilitated na siya, maganda na siya. Pero ano yung story behind it.
Yeah, and that's so interesting, no? Yung pangalan nila naka-base doon din sa naging history nila. Yes, that's, and there's so actually, speaking of yung sinabi mo kanina, Miss Sharon, na, sige po, you can answer it po muna.
Hindi, okay lang yun.
Yeah, yung kanina yung na-mention niyo po, Miss Sharon, na, nafe-feel nila na fino-foster sila to the point na kapag may mag-a-adapt na rin sa kanila, they also give that energy na sige, adapt mo ako kahit na I mean, I'm willing to trust again. Na gano'n na parang they know that they've being fostered, they're being rescued too. That's why meron silang certain energy that giving also na okay, gusto ko ulit ng second chance. Adopt me. May ganun siya.
So, kaya rin kami may yung reading. You mentioned about the reading. Kaya namin yun ginawa kasi we were noticing na pag may adopters, nakadikit sa amin yung dog at saka yung cat. Kasi na-familiarize sila with us. So, we want na ma-feel naman, parang sasabihin ng adopter, ayaw niya sa akin. Sabi, ma'am, hindi nga ayaw sa inyo. Ganun lang. So, that's why we opened the Project Calm, yung reading, para hindi lang sa amin attached. And masanay sila na different people handling them, different people reading to them, hearing their voices. And then, mas napapabilis yung rehabilitation nila kasi ang naiisip nila, not a lot of, hindi lang yung mga PAWS staff or PAWS volunteers ang nandito for me. A lot of people are supporting PAWS and the rehabilitation ng dog or cat na yon. And napapadali kasi hindi lang pala dito, so meron pang ibang tao outside. So, kasi you have to understand na sino yung nanakit sila, tao. So, it's understandable if they lose faith in humanity. And it's also up to us as humans to restore that faith in us. So, nare-realize nila na, ay, marami naman pala na pwedeng magbigay sa akin ng second chance.
Ng second chance, yeah. I mean, at some point na nakikita nila na, okay, even though tao yung sumakit sa akin, hindi naman pa lahat ng tao sasaktan ako. Aw, that's so, that's cute and that's sincere also. Sa tingin mo, Miss Sharon, after you joined of course, I know na you guys are all volunteers, nagsimula lahat doon sa POS. After joining the POS, ano yung pinarealize ng mga in-adopt mo na ngayon na, okay, nililive through mo as you now?
First of all, yung kapon. When I first joined POS as a volunteer, hindi ko alam yung kapon. It's not being taught sa school. Even if you have that compassion with animals, taking care, at alam mong hindi sila dapat sinasaktan, not a lot of people were aware back then of kapon. So, dun ko nalaman yung kapon na it's not just na to prevent na dumami yung pets mo, tapos kung hindi mo na kaya, but it's also to make them healthy. So maraming sakit ang naiiwasan if they're spayed and neutered. For females, maiiwasan yung pyometra, maiiwasan yung mammary gland tumor, and then for males, maiiwasan yung testicular cancer. Plus, hindi ganun ka-chaotic ang bahay mo pag multiple pets ka at hindi ka pod. So, medyo mas kumalma silang lahat.
Okay po, noted ba? Tinamaan naman ako doon, Sharon.
Sa chaotic.
Sa chaotic, kasi I have seven pets sa bahay. 7 fur babies. I have 5 dogs and 2 cats. And they're all chaotic. So that makes sense.
Lalo na pag may in-heat.
In-heat,
yes. Nag-aaway sila. Yun nga, nasabi na natin kanina, it's actually their instinct. At eto naman ng iyong babaeng dog, ang haba ng hair. Nag-aawayan nila ako, di ba?
Papangwi din ako. Gandin sila.
Totoo.
Ang cute. Pero at some point kasi, di ba, tinatamaan ako may Sharon. Siyempre, katulad ko na gusto pa ng isa. I mean, kaya pa naman din kasi. So, I know may capability naman. And I'm being a responsible for parent naman. So, I know at least my capability and I know kung saan lang yung pinaka-limit ko. So, at least thank you, Miss Sharon, for giving me a realization, a big realization na, okay, malaking factor yung spay and neutering in their behavior at the same time. To also, it's for me to, hindi ganun kadali na magkaroon. Isa pa lang na fur baby, sobrang laking commitment na. It's a big commitment if magkakaroon ka pa ng multiple dogs and cats at home. So, yeah.
So, the acceptance na hanggang saan yung limit mo is already a step towards that na ma-realize mo. Kasi yun nga, marami na, ay gusto ko pang magka-baby, gusto ko pang magkaroon ng anak, yung pups. Kawawa naman, tinatanggalan natin ng pagkalalaki. May mga ganun eh. Tinanggalan mo nga sa hindi mo nga sila tinanggalan ng pagkalalaki. Hindi mo naman kayang alagaan. Yung supply ng food nila, kulang na. Hindi mo madala sa vet kasi ang mahal ng 5-in-1, ng 4-in-1, diba? Tapos ayan na, pag nagkasakit, iyak-iyak na siya na, kasi kulang yung budget ko, diba? So, you have to take into consideration yung personal limit mo din kung hanggang saan. So, kung kaya naman, basta as long as, hindi sila yung papabayaan mo sa kalsada kasi, ay, may galis na siya, hindi ko kaya. Diyan na lang, total, may magre-rescue naman dyan, may lahi yan, mga ganun. Kasi we rescue na kahit may lahi, nasa kalsada.
Ang ganda nung sinabi mo, Miss Sharon, no? Na ang unang-unang step for you to consider na okay, you're being responsible already is for you to know your limit. Ganda noon. I'll take that into I'll take note of that. Yeah, sige Miss Sharon, sa tingin mo naman ngayon, ano yung nagawa naman na impact ng Philippine Animal Welfare sa community naman natin? Sa mga nagagawa nyo ng mga projects and all the campaigns and all the posting, everything na ginawa ninyo to let people know, even yung term ng Aspin and Puspin. Oh my gosh! yung mga ganun mga stuff. Sa tingin mo, Miss Sharon, tell us something about it. Yung impact na nagawa ng PAWS in the Philippines and in the community of pets and fur parents around the Philippines and around the world.
Oo, kasi we're celebrating our 70th anniversary. Wow. So we were founded in 1954. So yun, aside dun sa pag-lobby for the Animal Welfare Act, I think yung mga smaller projects namin na hindi masyadong napapansin kasi lahat ng tao nakafocus sa sheltering pa-rescue, pa-ganito. But the greatest rebranding or marketing strategy that we had actually yung renaming of the Ascals and Pusakals to Puspins and Aspins. Kasi yun nga, it's in the name din kasi parang sasabihin mo, bakit pa kailangan Ascal
naman yan.
So, it's in the branding kasi pag binigyan ka sinabihan, Kanto girl yan, Kanto boy. Ang nasa isip mo agad, negative.
Exactly.
Basabolero. So, same with the Ascal at saka, may rabies yan, may sakit yan. But not all of them are like that. And of course, yun nga, they're not supposed to be left on the street. So, wala dapat sila sa kalye. So, Aspin is for Asang Pinoy and Puspin is Pusang Pinoy. And similar to us, kasi technically, they're considered as mutts or yung mga unknown yung breed. Yeah. So, parang tayong mga Filipino, may maputi, may morena, may matangkad, may hindi katangkaran. Ganon din sila na hindi natin ma-identify talaga yung breed nila. So, mix na sila, but they're all dogs. Yeah. So, it's regardless of the breed, pure breed sila. Kasi aso ang nanay nila, aso ang tatay nila. So, pure breed sila aso. So, yun lang din yun.
That is true, yes. Ang ganda nun. Thank you. Ako mismo, ang ganda nung ginawa ni PAWS. Thank you, Philippine Animal Welfare, for correcting that. Kasi ako mismo, even yung mga friends ko, kinokorek ko na sila na parang, pasensya na kasi ano lang to yung gano'n ko, Ascal lang to Aspin lang, Puspin lang to yung mga gano'n. No, they're not lang.
Ikaw ba, Pilipino ka lang?
Exactly! Diba? Ang ganda no, ang ganda ng logic na yon. So, the next time around, sa mga makakapanood neto, the next time around that you will, makaka-encounter ka ng mga tao na nagsabi na, Puspin lang yan! Aspin lang yan! Correct them.
Yes.
Dahil kailanman hindi magiging basihan yung breed nila sa pagmamahal na kaya nilang ibigay. You will figure that out. Yes. Ms. Sharon, can you invite them? Baka may mga future events si Philippine Animal Welfare. Ano pa yung mga kailangan nilang subaybayan? At the same time, baka may mga nanonood ngayon sa atin na gustong mag-volunteer in the future or gustong umabol sa October para sa orientation. Go on and invite them.
So website namin is www.paws.org.ph. So you can schedule your pets for kapon. Pwede rin kayo doon mag-sign up as adopter or sign up as a volunteer. And then medyo busy kami on October. So aside from the volunteer orientation, we'll be having 2 events. It's the Pet Blessing or the celebration of the World Animal Day that will be on October 6 at the Mall of Asia. And then we'll be having our Scaredy Cats and Dogs. Ito yung exciting kasi yung costume contest talaga. Halloween costume contest. And makikita mo kung gaano ka-pampered at ka-game. Minsan iisipin mo, sino ba ang contestant? Yung owner o yung aso or yung pusa?
Paandaran talaga with all the cart and all the costume. Grabe.
That will be on October 27. So these are fundraising events to help support the shelter.
Yeah. And how can they how can they be a volunteer, sa pagpunta sa PAWS and baka meron silang matulong or actually maybe they wanna donate something or what saan sila pupunta, Ms. Sharon?
Our shelter is located along Aurora Boulevard. We're very near katapat namin actually yung Bonifacio flyover. We're open, close lang kami ng Wednesdays and Sundays and holidays. So, office hours is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pwede kayong mag-walk-in for your donations, but you might just have to wait if you want to have a tour kasi we're very much undermanned. But if you want to have an appointment, a guided tour, nasa website din siya.
Yes. I love it. I think that's pretty much it.
Tapos na.
Oh.
Yun na yun.
Maybe you wanna say something more, Miss Sharon?
Just a reminder to everyone na if you can't adopt from a shelter, at least if you cannot donate and if you cannot volunteer, start with yourself and be responsible pet owners. Malaking tulong na yun sa mga organizations katulad namin.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Sharon. Thank you for a wonderful discussion. Madami kami tutunan, even yung mga staff namin dito. And I feel so honored hosting this special podcast episode kasi
and thank you for having us.
Finally, oh my gosh, I've get to interview the boss and dissect these informations na sobra namang I think makakatulong sa mga fur parents natin at sa mga nagpaplanong maging fur parent in the future. Be responsible, simulan mo sa'yo. Yes. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to give us your support by giving us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more great contents. Are you looking for a pet community to share your concerns or story suggestions for our future episodes? Join our Facebook community page at Petmara Pomeli, and don't forget also to follow us on our socials at Petmara. I hope you enjoyed this exciting episode and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye!